Hey guys,
Hello.
hey fam, hi chicos, hi niggas. Welcome back to our channel and to the family. It is your amazing couple K and Dex, and in today's video is yet an informative video, and it is very important. I promise you, it is very important. But before we get into the video, make sure you subscribe, like, comment, and share. And oh, there's something we need to address now. So throughout Vlogmas, we are receiving comments that are really inspiring, others that are teaching us how we can make this thing also work better. So please, if you send your comments in and you don't see that we've done what you asked us to do, don't think that we actually ignored what you think would help us, but it's because right now we are not in the capacity to do what you are demanding us to do. So I think at the right time, when we get the what the ability, when we have the ability to do what you want us to do, we will surely do it, because we really want this to work. We really want to make you happy. We really want to make sure that everybody is getting value from our channel. You get it? So maybe someone's value will be like how they see us vibing. That's the energy they want. Maybe someone also want to hear from us because they know that we are wise. Yes, we are wise. That one, they don't lie to you. So I know. Okay, or maybe there's something you want to see on the channel and not seeing it. Before, I think it was the consistency problem, and we are trying our best to work on it. So if even we are not able to do what you want us to do, just know that we have what you want us to do in mind. We're actually thinking about it, and at the right time, you will see something about it, right?
Yeah. Charlie.
So I think we should go straight into today's video. Today we are talking about dealing with in-laws. Okay, so this one, it will be more for those who are married. But if you're courting also your in-law to be, you need to work in wisdom with them. You need to work in wisdom with them. So people, you are not married, but you are your in-laws errand boy. Continue.
Yes.
Continue. It's good. It's good. You are serving to prove that you are a good husband. But remember that when you get married, also the way you are available now, if you change anything, you smell pepper. Just like this vlogmas is smelling pepper.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, so we are going to deal with that.
Alright, so one thing we should bear in mind is our in-laws are never the problems in our marriages. So if you're having issues with your in-law, it means that the issue is with your spouse and not your in-law. So let's say I'm having issues with my in-law, but let me just give you this info. I have the best in-laws in this whole world, right? Yeah, I love them so much. I really appreciate how they take care of us. They're amazing people.
Man, I have the best. Who doesn't have the best in you?
Some people don't. I don't know for you. I'm talking for myself. So
Who
please
doesn't have the best in you?
talk for yourself. I'm talking for myself.
Charlie, let me
So as I was saying, I have the best.
See. Me too, I have the best in-laws.
Take.
Thank you.
So keep yours. I'm keeping mine. What's the problem? Keep yours. I'm keeping mine. Anyway, let me go straight into the point again. You distracted me. So as I was saying, if I'm having issues with my in-law, then it doesn't mean that there's a problem with them, but a problem with my husband, because he's supposed to deal with them on that basis, so that I don't get the opportunity to disrespect them, or they don't get the opportunity to disrespect me, right? Because I am their daughter in as much as they are my parents. You get it? So that's how it's supposed to be. Okay.
Maybe your in-law is struggling to see you as their daughter in that light.
Yeah.
But you see, at that point, it is your husband who is supposed to be an intermediary to stop certain interactions. Because if the person is not seeing you as their daughter or their son, there's a likelihood that anytime they come into close contact with you, there are going to be altercations. She might speak to you rudely in a way you won't understand, or she'll have some expectations of you that are unrealistic, and that he or she wouldn't even have of their own children, but they expect it of you. We get it. So your spouse has to be an intermediary to make sure that this thing doesn't go. But the problem often is that if your in-law doesn't like you, your spouse probably will not notice it.
Are you sure?
Yeah, they will not notice it. They will think that okay, my mom or my dad is saying this and it's fine. But because everybody loves their parents, so to say that my mom hates you, why would you? Your mind would be like, why would someone who hates you make me marry in the first place? So they just know that usually people who have this in-law problem, they are it's either they are not aware at all, or they are aware but they are
Passionate of.
and so over time you get better, you get better. Yeah.
Okay. So even in the Bible, they can recollect good in-laws and then bad in-laws. Like the bad in-laws can be that of Laban and whatever, Isaac,
Yeah,
Jacob, sorry, Laban and Jacob, where he mistreated the guy too.
Jacob's in-law was a swindler, trickster, he frauded Jacob.
To work 7 years, so 14 years, just to have the lady he is interested in.
In that 14 years, Jacob said he has adjusted his wages 10 times. We're sitting in 10 times. Every time we are doing 2 well, let me cut down. Okay, let me add a little. Let me cut down again. 10 times adjustment.
Yeah, and Bible also recollects good in-laws like Naomi and Ruth, you know, where Ruth tells Naomi that where you go I go, where you live I live, where you die I die, whatever.
Even Moses had a good in-law.
Yes.
Moses' in-law gave him a powerful advice that helped him to run the whole of Israel. Yeah, so some in-laws can be...
It's the one that I told that you can't take care of everyone, so you make it into smaller groups so that blah 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 blah. Yeah.
Yes, that is Moses in-law. Moses, he gave the guy good advice, and when the guy took it, it helped him. You see, so some in-laws can be good. Some in-laws too can be other things.
Yeah.
But by the grace of God, we pray that you will have good in-laws, good ones.
Okay. So in order for you to, we've written everything down, so I'll be looking now. In order for you to live in oneness or in good terms with your in-law, the first thing is it is important that you don't live with them. As in, please, disclaimer, we are not talking about, we are just telling you what we think as a people and what we think can help marriages. We are not counselors for now. I'll be a counselor someday, but for now, we are not counselors. So we think that if you want to live in harmony or in good relationship with your in-law, then it is advisable that you don't live in the same house with them. Right?
I'd like to say this. If you're going to live in the same house with them, it should be your house, not their house.
And then let them know their limits.
If you are living in your in-laws' house and you are like a guest there, you are limited. Your in-law has at a point they will feel they have the right to put their mouth in your marriage.
Yes.
And as a person, you are supposed to be able to, as people, let's say as a couple, you're supposed to be able to run your union the way you want to run it. You are supposed to be able to live the life that you want to live. You are not there to live someone's dream. So if you're living in your in-laws' house, you are probably relinquishing a lot of that control to them. That's clear.
Relinquishing, such as it.
Okay, your bro for there.
Hey, babe. Who do you know me?
Anyway, so you are probably letting them have that control over you. Okay, so here's the thing. Like I'm living in my in-laws' house, and she cooks for me. I bath the water that she provides, and I get too comfortable that I don't do anything. I'm okay. Jack, the problem is that over time they'll realize you are a burden. And the
They'll not
minute
start
they start
telling you to reduce the water use in the house.
you start being a burden, you have started losing respect. In fact, the whole idea initially of being in your in-laws house, they some in-laws will think that you have not even matured enough to move out. Some of them would think that even if you move out right now, you cannot take care of their children. So you hey, don't stay in the same house basically.
Yeah.
Except of course maybe your in-law needs that kind of support. When you can cry, you need to help them. And if that one safe, if it is possible, let them come to your end.
Yeah.
But if you need to be in their house, then you should be willing to take a lot more responsibility than they take.
Well, yeah.
You should be in the position to take a lot more responsibility than they will take or they will do.
So that at least your respect is intact, right? And if they are moving into your house, if let's say my mother or my father is moving in with us, then I have to let my mother or father know the limits so that he doesn't cross his boundaries to offend or bring problems between us, right? Okay, so the next thing we think is that you must be totally independent of family if you want to live in harmony with them. So it's like, it's not every matter that you go to them. It's not every little help you just run to them. Like sometimes things that are not even as little as going to borrow like 100 cedis. Those things. It should be that maybe you are going to the bank, you need that right away to do something, then you return it. But it shouldn't be like or something. So you should be totally independent of your in-laws if you want to live in harmony with them.
But we must say that these are also very idealistic situations. Okay, these are situations that are on the quite ideal side. There are times that, Jack, you don't have an option. Please swallow your pride before pride kills you. But you don't make it a habit. You don't make it a go-to. Every day you are in trouble, you are going to an in-law. You are dragging yourself through the mud.
Yeah.
Please.
That's not the way to go, right? That's not the way to go. So as we are talking about how to deal with in-laws and live in harmony with them, make sure that you always keep it at the back of your mind that your loyalty is to your spouse and not your parent, your first loyalty. So you have to be loyal to your parents, no doubt. But when it comes to your spouse and your parents, your first point of loyalty is supposed to be to your spouse.
Exactly. You see, that is where we need to understand the whole concept of living and cleaving. You have left your father and your mother to cleave to your husband.
I think we should do that. Live and cleave, something small in it.
One flesh. To become one flesh. Yeah. You have to live and cleave. Live means that apart from physical living, you are living emotionally in a way. You are living mentally in a way. I mean, you get it. Until physically, you have transported yourself and your nkaka from their house to your husband's house. Emotionally, your love and affection is built a lot more around your husband. You are not saying that zero for family. There is a lot for family, but your husband is your first port of call. And then mentally, you have to be psyched up. Say, my husband is number one, my wife is number one. You are putting your house first. You have left and you have to cleave. When you are cleaving, it's difficult to cleave with one hand. So you are holding
like
family in one hand.
You can't use one hand.
And you are holding your husband in one. At one point, one person will drag you.
Yeah.
So you are cleaving. You are holding the two like this. Yeah.
So that's what we are trying to say. So your first loyalty.
The whole idea of loyalty is a very big and very deep word. Sometimes the fact that you are loyal alone will not make you speak about your husband or your wife to family. The fact that you are loyal alone will not make you go and say something that you know will put your spouse in problem or will make somebody look down at your spouse. Your loyalty should tell you that you will choose your husband or your wife over any family member because they are your first port of call. Yeah. Many people who are in-laws who are watching this video will tell you that when something happens, don't come and call us. we'll come and call you because that is also your role. Everybody has their role in this life.
Yes. Okay. So in order for you to be in harmony with your in-law, make sure that you travel together with your spouse to visit their parents or your parents. Don't let one person go, and then when they go, they'll be asking now anyway na ukunowe, you know.
And here's the thing. So the best thing, if one person will go, then if the guy is going to go to the lady's parents.
Yeah.
If the lady is going to go to the guy's
Yeah,
parents.
but you shouldn't go to your own family without your spouse. You get it? So normally what my husband and what we do, when he wants to visit his parents, I'm with him. We go together and we make sure that we are there together. When I'm going to my family, he's with me. So we are there together. It's not like I'll be the one going and then you go and be listening to things and be saying things, you know, and all of that. So in order for them to know that indeed he's seeing me as a mother, he's seeing me as a father, I'm seeing them as a mother. You know, when you go together, it really connects you, right? Okay. And when you need to give them a present, and let's say the present is going to his parents, I should be the one to present it. You get it? So if he wants to give something to his mother, he's supposed to present it in such a way that I am the one presenting it to them. I don't know if you are making sense, right? So you don't go and say that mama to we are bro. You get it? Mama, you raise them far away, mom. So that they know that you don't see them to be just some people living somewhere, but you consider them to, because you would want to buy something for your parents, right? So if you're able to buy it for them, they see that indeed you are becoming one with them. It is not always that the husband will go and say, I brought this. It should be my wife said or my husband said, and blah blah blah.
But with this one too, if you are someone who has vilified your in-law, you are painting your in-law black. If your husband or your wife takes that thing and says, they'll look at it and say, only pan one pema, only me and talk, only me work as a cat, only say me. Even that one they probably will not take. You get it? So the presentation is also depending on your relationship with them.
See, if the
somebody
relationship
says,
is bad, they should go and make it right. So that
exactly. You can't have a bad relationship with in-laws. It's going to be problematic.
Yeah.
Somebody says that it is hard to believe your words because I see your actions. So the way when they come to your house, they see you look at them, and the way when they drink water from your fridge, your mind is going around. You are thinking whether they took a little bit of your yogurt. That same way, if you brought them a present, they would be thinking, we are sure so honor because they in their mind we are more
Yeah. So okay. So the next thing is try to avoid culturally existing behavior. So let's say you are in the house with your husband, he helps you wash, he helps you cook and all those things. Whenever his parents come to visit, that's not the time to show them that indeed my husband has been washing. Try and do things on your own. You can still go back to your own, because you see, growing up they've been trained in such a way that they have sisters, so they don't do anything, right? Only for them to come and marry, and then you're making them work like this. In their mind, who you sinebano, right?
Aside that, you know, in Ghana there is a social construct. There are things that are they are just there in Ghanaian culture, that ladies do laundry, ladies do cooking, ladies take care of babies. A lot of chores have been dumped on ladies, and then for some of the people, for some of the tribes, the gentlemen don't do anything. I mean, like anything. These ladies will go and do all the work and come back and come and service their husband as well. Yeah. So if you are from such a traditional home, your in-laws are coming by, Jack, whatever you will do to make them know that you
are in control,
please do, before they go and be thinking some other things and branding you in a certain.
Yeah, after all, they won't be there forever.
Somebody is watching and saying that I'm not here to please my in-law. Whatever they will think, let them think. Be there.
It's not the best, because after all, they won't be with you forever, right? So just do something. You and your husband know the arrangement you have between the two of you. A third party shouldn't know. So if a third party is coming in, just they put on the good face, right? Do everything. Okay. So the next thing is, from day one, make sure you don't give negative comments.
Bang, bang.
Make sure you don't give negative comments about your in-laws. It's not the best. Like, talk evil about them in front of their children. You know, they are or any mommy or any papa. They love them. So when you do that, it can even cause problems for the two of you. Because why are you talking ill about my mother or my father? Why are you doing same for you get to so?
But you see, sometimes it's not that you are talking evil. You are just explaining facts to your spouse. Please, when your spouse, your wife or your husband is telling you stuff that your mother or your father did to them, don't just jump into conclusion and think that your mother is an angel and so she can't do that, or your father is soft so he can't do that. What you should do is, most important thing, listen to their concerns. Listen to their concerns, and then one cast for we need to form nashwe. Observe. Sometimes it is a problem of perspective. Your wife is thinking that your parents meant this, but your parents also meant something different. Just that the communication didn't go too well. Listen to them, observe the situations well, and then for when to form nashwe, and then before you make your own conclusions. But all these times, you discuss with your spouse. Make sure there is not an altercation that is going outside the circle of the two of you. Nothing should slip out in the meantime until you have dealt with the situation.
Yeah. Okay, so make special effort to be identified by their family members. So some people are there as soon as they get married now, that's so they don't go for weddings from like of members of the family. They don't go for programs, family meetings, nothing. They are just isolated, like they are like islands. When you do that, they don't really get to bond with you, so they don't really see you to be part of them, right? So when you get married to someone, make sure that you come home, like if there's something going on in the family, don't be like, oh me them maybe worry can be suja man be you we them go na me so benya biarea and be there and be saying that you came to suja. You get it?
Somebody said that when you marry someone, you've married the whole family. So I think I also think that it is good that you mingle with family, but to some extent, you should not mingle too much.
Yeah.
You should not mingle too much because
Familiar, too familiar.
When people get too familiar with you, you are somebody will call you and send you concerns your brother. But when a bema can think you.
You are not saying that consumer in-law is bad.
No, not at all. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm trying to say that as a person who has made yourself too available, you can be abused. You abuse your presence because you have become familiar. Any donkey job they'll give it to you to do. I'm not saying if you're doing donkey job it's not right, but you
should know their limits.
Once in a while, if you're asked to help out do something, even that one as a last resort stuff is okay. But when you are traveled somewhere, they have left the donkey job. They are waiting for you to come from wherever you are. Come and do it.
It's not the best at all. Okay, so make sure that you don't have secrets between you and your parents. Something that you've not told your spouse, right? Because it can cause problems. Let's say you have a child somewhere and it's between just you and your mother because you were young when you gave birth, and so all those things, you realize that someday it will come back and then bite you. So make sure you don't keep any secrets between you and your parents, so that doesn't cause problems in your marriage. Where do I go on? Or you
Go ahead.
Okay, so when you want to call your in-law with any name, make sure it is a name that your spouse call the parents with, or the name you expect your children to call your in-law with. So let me say this: my husband calls his mother mom, so it means that automatically I have to call her mom and call the father, dad, so I'll do same. Or if you want my son to call my mother-in-law Nana, I have to start calling her Nana so that my children can pick that one too up. Or how I want to call my father-in-law, I need to start so that they can pick it up, right? So don't go by saying he is calling the mom, and then you are saying hello auntie, auntie Connie, auntie Julie, auntie Philly, or the auntie Maggie and all that. So call them by the name that your spouse call their parents with, right? That makes sense. Okay, so you have a responsibility towards your parents. No two ways about it. Bible is saying that live and cleave, but he's not saying that abandon. So as you live and cleave, remember that you left someone behind, and the person might need some kind of help. So time to time, you have to plan to do good to your in-law, like together. And it shouldn't be in a situation whereby one person will do it without telling the other. And then when you find out, maybe you go and check the person's phone and you see the momo has been sent to this place, that place. It should be something that you have discussed, and when it is discussed with you, don't forget that their parents are also part of their responsibilities in as much as you are their responsibility. So at a point in time, they will need to take care of them, right? And don't hold any grudges or always. You see, one problem I see is the ladies always want to take everything to their family, but when it's going to the guy's side, or they're dry at the banner, right? So just know that they are also human beings like you, and they will also need attention and care just like you. Just that yours will be massive, but once a while you should be able to plan together to do something for family. And so if you have any problem with your in-law, the other partner must be able to settle it. No, as we already said, if I'm having issues with my in-law, I'm not the one supposed to go and confront them. My husband is the one supposed to do so. The same way, if he is having issues with mine, I'm the best person to confront them and not him. Be anything to add on?
No, the only thing is that if you see, it is easy for in-laws to assume that their children are ganging with their wives or their husbands against them. It is easy. Me na me show school. Me na you say why didn't you say no feel say no you don't bet me akeka dem patch. You see, there is a way you address issues. Okay, if your spouse has complained to you about your parents, please, if you're going to address it, don't go attacking. No matter how horrible their activity or their whatever they did to yours, please don't go attacking. Try to reason it out. Of course, you will get unreasonable parents in one or two cases, but in such unreasonable cases, do not try to disrespect them. Do that as most respectively as possible, and if it means avoiding them, please try and avoid them. Sometimes you realize that your spouse has a problem with your mother, and your spouse is deciding not to engage your mother at a certain level, but the very reasons why your spouse says they don't want to engage your parents, you want to engage them. We don't have a problem with that. But you see, as you are engaging them, also notice that, say your spouse has a car and your parents are fond of picking your wife's car to go to town, but you see, because of the way they use the car, your wife doesn't like it, and your wife has complained to you, but your mother has come to you again that they want your wife's car, and you go and grab the key. He says don't give it. You went to grab the key, you want to give it to them. At that point, know that the woman is not very happy. Or Becky can take it in good faith. But also, you should find a way to curtail that situation. Let your parents understand that, oh, this car right now, I've been giving it to you, but now I think that I cannot give it to you. And you shouldn't say it in a way to make your wife look bad, because you can
You
say
can
it
just say there's having mechanical issues.
No. If the person knows cars, you understand that.
Oh, yeah, yes, I actually as a can I say obey.
You understand that. You shouldn't say that.
Me
My,
hear say.
my wife says I should not give you the car again, or my wife is not happy with me giving. What say as a from the start? You have messed up the situation. So you have to now find a wise way to tell them that, oh, this car right now I've dedicated it to this kind of use, so I don't want you to be using it this way, but we'll find a way around it. If it means even sponsoring boat for you, why not? I heard of a man who their in-law came to live with them. They live somewhere at Denta. Their in-law goes to church at Osu, and he goes to church somewhere at Bokope. Every Sunday morning, you have to take the wife. The wife is insisting that the mother wants to go to church at Osu at all cost. So he has to drive the mother to Osu before he comes to church at Bokope. And this guy is also a leader in church. So by the time he goes to Osu and then you come back, he's late. And because of it, he has to be late every time. You see, the mother will not agree to go with taxi or any other ride because his wife, his daughter, her daughter has a car. Her daughter has a car. So I why does my daughter have a car and I have to go with taxi? She's feeling she needs to have some prestige around her.
Yeah.
But in that situation, if you cannot tell your mother that, ma, you need to pick a taxi. If you cannot pick a taxi and go to Osu, then you have to go to church with us.
Simple. As A, B, C, D. Okay, so moving on. In case you go for programs together, make sure you are living in the same apartment or hotel. Don't allow them say that maybe me bani de or hana no da until no matter ha. Ma you didn't call that hotel no to mean their grass. You know, make sure you guys are together. You don't know what can happen there. You could be saying some. Hey now you.
But you see, sometimes that is also another thing. You as let me talk about the lady. Maybe or let me talk about the guy. So the lady is from a village, right? You went to meet her they took you to their home in the village. And I know them compromise and sleep there like that. You will not die. That is where she grew up. You will not die because you say that, oh, me growing up I used to live in Trasako and coming here and you're not coming to show Karachi power. Go where you there, sleep there. Sleep there.
Okay, so make sure you set up godly traditions in your house and don't compromise on it because of in-laws. It's self-explanatory, right? Or you want to
If you have devotion 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. every day and your in-law has visited, have devotion with your in-law in the devotion. If you have set standards to raise your family, your children have to learn certain language. They have to talk in a certain. Please, not because grandmother say you shall not say, and so you have don't succumb. If you have raised the standards and you know that they are from God and they are working standards, why not keep to it?
Yeah. Most importantly, don't borrow to show off.
Hey.
Okay. Don't borrow to show off. It won't pay off. There's no need, okay?
Some people, your in-law will be giving you pressure. Buy this car. But you, grandma, why haven't you bought it? They will drum buy a car, you go and borrow and go and buy a car. You show me how you fuel it.
Okay, so don't discuss your properties in front of in-laws. Don't discuss salaries in front of in-laws. Don't discuss anything that pertains to your earnings or what you want to do in the future. Like, we have properties here, and then when you see a loan, you now remember, and your car plots, you know, it's not the best. Sometimes some in-laws will not see that you've come to you've been a blessing in the lives of their children. No? They'll think that you are sucking their children dry and all of that. So it's not really the best to discuss such issues in front of them. Okay, so the next thing is pray about all your in-law problems if you're having one. Prayer is the key. Pray about them. Ask God to give you wisdom. Ask God to even give you utterance, because sometimes you're already having issues with Ibianibano, so it transcends to them. It's not intentional. So God should even give you utterance, knowledge, wisdom, so that you know how to deal with them, because those people are delicate people that if you don't deal with them well, you get into trouble. Like, and then worry. And in as much as your husband loves you, your wife loves you, they equally love their parents. What I say. So don't let your own actions and inactions cause problems. Be praying, be praying.
You should
be praying.
actually know that they spent a lot more of their time with their parents than they are spending with you at the moment. Maybe you got married just 2 years ago or just 5 years ago. Your husband married you at the age of 25. From age 1 up to 25, he's been living with those parents that you are now coming to. You are now entering that relationship, and now he's breaking cycle with them to tag with you. Okay, so know that what has been built over 25 years cannot be thrown away
in 5 years. It can happen. It can happen. Okay, so that brings us to the end of the video. But before we leave, we want to tell you that honor your in-laws, and don't forget that as you honor them, it shows them how much you love them. Because you see, you love God, that's why you honor him. The same way Bible says that honor your father and your mother. They are your father and they are your mothers. You get it? So don't assume that you're not a woman. He gave birth to your husband or your wife or your own mommy. And as you're showing them love, don't forget that someday you also be someone's in-law, and you reap what you sow. So what you are sowing today, you might reap tomorrow. Don't forget that you also be someone's in-law someday. So what you sow today, you reap tomorrow. And we pray that if any marriage is facing troubles or challenges because of their in-laws, God should work a way around it for you to have a perfect relationship with them. And know that whatever you ask God in prayer, he will do. So whatever issues you're having, just go on your knees. It's better to fight your battles on your knee than to stand and talk. Amen.
Amen.
So please subscribe, like, comment, and share. Okay, we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.